Okay, so we are currently up a little over $800 on the day. I'm going to go over the trades that I called out in my previous video, what to expect next, and just like the overall trade setup. So we were looking at three things: Labu, which is biotech, GLD, which is gold, and BTC. I'll go over BTC, but I'm not in any trades in them right now. So starting off with Labu, I'm in a call option here, up 89% at the moment in total, $703, 169% return. So these are playing out really well. GLD, I just entered this one this morning, waiting for it to play out, down a little bit. But yeah, these should play out within the next 10 days, and I'll explain why later in the video. And then next up, this Labu call, currently up 65%. This one's going to be a swing long, so I'm going to be holding this for like a couple more weeks maybe. I might get out a little bit sooner if the price goes faster than expected. And then next up, I'm holding some shares of Labu as well, which is, if you don't know what Labu is, 3x leveraged ETF of biotech. So whatever XBI goes up, this goes up triple that. So currently up 9.51%, $574. Pretty solid. I'm very happy with this. Okay, I'm going to go over the actual setups themselves. So in this video, I think I uploaded this 3 days ago. I gave this call showing this is my plan. Labu is about to pump because the bar pattern, see this little red circle here, that's what I was attributing this bottom to. And then we just literally nonstop uptrending from that point on for about 2 to 3 months. That's what the bar pattern shows. So the plan was, on the break of this trend line, this counter trend line, enter call options, which I did. This was on Friday, and then just continue to hold them. Okay, and then on Friday they pumped, and then today they went up even more. So this literally played out perfectly so far. So it's already pumped up. Let's see. 13%, a little over 13%. So, and we're only like right here. So the game plan next up is this. So bar pattern shows push up a little more, make a slight higher high, pull back, and then we kind of do this little uptrend. And it forms this very obvious retail trend line by design to break it, to cause that sell side liquidity inducement before it actually continues up, like for real. So the break of the trend line, as it starts resuming back up, I'm going to actually add to my call positions here and catch that move up. Okay. Now that XBI is done, let's go over gold. In the video, I also called out gold. Here, I'll show you. So I basically attributed this side of the bar pattern. Watch my previous videos, you'll understand what I do with these bar patterns. So the left side is the bar pattern, right side is current price action. We can see here that this consolidation right here was this one. We have a little drop, push up, drop before the actual pump, and then we drop back down to where we came from after we pump, right? So I entered calls here, kind of front running it a little bit, and then we pump up, pull back. This was like, I think Sunday this movement was happening, when the markets started opening up again at like 3 p.m. So there's not much volume that plays out on those days, but so on GLD it doesn't show this, but we continue pushing up, and yeah, we were just in a decent amount of profit up here. I think it was like an 80% return, and then I knew that after we consolidated a little bit, we would start dropping. So in the following days, I entered puts. I'll show you exactly what happened. So the bar pattern showed that we were going to drop right after we pumped up. Now, on the first area of consolidation, I didn't enter. I waited for a little bit sharper of a drop. I didn't even enter here because the market needs to be open for that. That was pre-market, because I'm dealing with options trading. You can't just trade them in pre-market, at least on my broker. I don't know if you can and other brokers, but as soon as the drop actually started and we broke below this kind of range right here, that's when I entered my puts right here. I got out a little bit early. It went down a little bit more, but it is what it is. Still took a decent amount of profit. It was like 80 something percent. And then on the bar pattern, it shows that we pump up, push back down a little bit, and then as soon as we break that counter trend line, just it's all up from there for about 10 days. So, no, man, that actually looks very similar to the XBI setup now that I think about it. But yeah, this is how I measured it for 10 days, by the way. So from this start here to this peak, 6 days, okay? Now, for us, whoops, check this out. From here to here, 11 days. So almost double. We're just close to double. So we're moving twice as slow. And you can measure and compare with the other sides, with the other portions of price action, and kind of come out to an average. I do that too. But I came out on this one after measuring a few times from tops to bottoms and comparing them, that we're moving about twice as slow in gold compared to the bar pattern. Now, this shows that for the next 5 days, we're just heading up. And then we start consolidating here. So what I'm going to be looking to do, which I already have done, is enter call options here and then just ride this 10-day wave up. That's why my call options are expiring, let's see here, July 12th. Because this is going to be a little bit longer of a hold. Usually I'll trade it for like a few days, catching like short-term swing trades or even day trades and scalps with options. But, you know, when the opportunity presents itself to catch a longer term trade for more profit, you know, I'll do that. And then as it's consolidating, I'll scalp and day trade the consolidation. That's kind of like that's just my style of trading. So right now, let me pull up the 12-hour. Look how similar this is. So right here, after we push up and then pull back, we have a little bull candle here, closes high, and then we have like a longer bottom wick, short top wick, and then we continue up from that point, right? Now look how similar this is. Just like 30 minutes ago, this candle looked exactly like this. It was a little bit up, but the candle hasn't closed yet. I think it'll close in the green to make it look like super similar to this one. It doesn't have to, it doesn't matter, I'm still gonna hold it, but that's the setup. So right here, bull candle, the long wick bottom, with the short wick top, literally this candle right here, and then just heads up from that point. Now the reason why I have this drawn out is because, like I talked about on Labu, we tend to have, you know, a sell side liquidity inducement event before a longer term bigger uptrend happens, and vice versa. So this trend line looks very retail friendly, if I guess that's the way I could say it, but retail is looking at this. Their eyes are on this. And I'm not saying retail like, you know, they're swine or something. I'm a retail trader too, but just like the newbie retail trader goes, oh, uptrend, buy. So if this gets broken below and then we continue back up, I want to take the resumption, the beginning portion of the resumption right here. So I can draw that out real quick. So put this little trend line here. So if we break below here, I'm not going to get scared. I'm actually going to add to my GLD calls on the resumption though. Now the stop loss is going to be below this green zone right here. If we actually close below this green zone, then I'll just cut the trade. But this is the game plan, to catch the rest of the move up. Let's see here. Why do I have this? I think I put the red line here because that's what 10 days is. Whoop, nope, 7 days. So like July 3rd, I think. So yeah, I'm expecting this to be at this zone, this green zone up here, on July 3rd or July 5th. July 4th, obviously, it's a holiday, so markets are closed. But July 5th, Friday, I'd be looking to get out of my call options, take my profit, and then wait for this short setup, which I'm sure it's going to be similar to this. So kind of like an uptrend up here and then shorting on the drop down. So, But that's, a couple weeks from now, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Next up, so we went over Labu, we went over gold. They're playing out perfectly. Been nonstop. I mean, calls here, puts here, calls here. I even got calls on the first push up over here. Just look back at the previous videos, you'll see all the trade setups. I call them out before I even take them the following day. So there's like the call out video where I show the trades. Obviously this is not financial advice, this is just my trade setups personally, how like my outlook on the market, and then the following day I'll show an update of the trades I'm in, showing that I'm actually entering my trades. I'm not just calling stuff out. I want to keep it, authentic and transparent. And then next up is BTC, which is the last trade setup here. So these bar patterns are following so closely, it's crazy. I was wrong on my first take on my bar pattern, the first and second take, even though I still was making profit on it because the fractals are super similar. But basically I color coded these, so orange is orange, blue is blue, green is green. You get the point. Now we consolidate, we break below this trend line right here, push back up to the range high, break below that trend line, this one right here, just right below it, consolidate right underneath it, and then drop again, just like we did here, consolidate underneath it, drop, went back up, which is that push up right there, zoom in a little, and we drop, wick again and drop, and right here, drop, wick again and drop. Obviously it's not the same length as the candle, but we're just taking a pattern from it. Then we drop down here, kind of slight bear flag type of action where we're just heading up and then we break below it, head back up and break below it. So same thing here, boom, 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 and then that harsher push up is this one right here. And then we pull back on the bar pattern, and then we break above that downtrend, baiting in longs. Okay, now what did we do right here? We broke above that downtrend, force closing above it, just like we did over here. Candle closes above it, baiting in the longs. Then we drop, we consolidate, and then boom, it's just all down from there. And then we consolidate and boom. So these bar patterns are following so closely. You just got to keep them on the higher time frames for the most part. Have your higher time frame bar pattern setups, knowing exactly where you're at, then drop it into the lower. Because sometimes I'll just stay on the lower time frame for too long, like I did up here, and then you think every single up and down is like following something, or something here is following there on the smaller time frames, but it's the general direction we're taking from this, the general pattern. So yeah, I did that. I was like on the hourly and 2 hour and 30 minute and 15 minute, thinking that this was this, even though it was obviously, super obviously, if you just zoom out, it's so obvious that we're over here. We're making the lower lows, creating that downtrend, and over here is when I realized that we're not here. So even though I've been doing bar patterns for years, I still make rookie mistakes like that. But I corrected myself and I found it. I just need to, once in a while, take a step back, put it on the higher time frames, understand where we're at. So I have like 2 tabs open. But on all my other trade setups, I'm keeping it on the higher time frames, and they're all going well. I just missed out on this drop because, this was not this. So it's all good. Right now, we could either be here or here. I'm going to let this play out a little bit more. I missed it. I'm not going to try to FOMO into a short. Do not panic, enter your trades. It never ends well. I'm talking from 5 years of experience. Like, just panicking and being like, oh, I'm missing the trade, entering. Even if you end up being right, that practice you're making itself over a long enough time frame will always make you lose money. So even if I panic sold here and we do drop and I go, oh, okay, so panic selling works. And the next trade setup, I'm like, well, it worked last time. That's what's like happening in my subconscious mind, I guess. And then I enter and I end up being wrong. It just ain't worth it. So create good habits. Don't just try to get a quick win. Create good habits. That's what will make you money consistently. Because the only way to make money in this market is to be consistent. That's it. So let's take a look. Either here or here. We'll find out based off of if we consolidate here and follow this pattern, I'll be like, okay, we're already at the bottom. But if we just start sharp dropping again, then I think we're headed down to around 58 to 56K. And yeah, and then from that point, we'll just have to, you know, kind of wait for the rest of the setup, because we have 2 more months of consolidation here according to the bar pattern. And then we have the expansion period of the bull run. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch. I think it's like my second video titled "How to Get Rich," my plan to get rich this bull run with BTC or whatever, with the meme picture as the thumbnail. I go over all of this and my plan for it. But if we are here, we still have all of this going on. 60 days, so 2 months before we actually start. A little under 2 months, so like 55, 56 days before we start the expansion period. So I'm going to accumulate as much capital as I can trading this here and with my Robinhood trades, and then enter Mara and Coin, Eren, SDIG, Bitcoin miner stocks, call options on those and holding them up there, and BitX, which is a 2x version of BTC. So it just goes up 2x of whatever BTC goes up. And then also with like crypto leverage trading accounts like Phemex and whatnot, entering some leverage long positions after accumulating some capital here, so that my overall position can be bigger with 5 to 10x leverage, catching the rest of the bull run. So yeah, those are the trades. Went over BTC, biotech, gold. Those are the setups I'm waiting on. The previous video where I called all those out, like I showed you guys, they literally all played out perfectly. I mean, they're just doing amazing right now. So Labu is the breadwinner at the moment. It's just nonstop heading up, waiting for this pattern to play out. I'll probably take some profits on this top, wait for that drop, that fake out low, enter some more, but I'll still be in the trade. I won't exit my full position, maybe like 25%, because it's not wise to exit right before all of this happens, because it could just skip that portion of the bar pattern. You never know. But yeah, I'm going to be adding more after this uptrend, fake out below the uptrend, and then more call options. So yeah, that's the video for today. Let me know what you guys think about all these setups, if you agree or disagree. And yeah, more videos coming. Literally, I'm going to be posting like every day pretty much. I'm going to go over the setup that I'm waiting on, and then the following day post my positions, post what actually happened, and yeah, and then post in that same video the next trade setups. So yeah, video's already long enough, so I'm going to end it here. Till next time.